What's going on, everybody? You made it to another week. Here we are, ready to keep you company. Thank you guys for joining us again. Don't forget to follow us on the social media scene. You can find us on Twitter at @theblown_save and on Instagram at @theblown_save. Don't forget, you can also still reach out to us at theblown_save podcast@gmail.com. And we've been posting some little snippets of the show on TikTok if you guys find us there. You can find the show anywhere you listen to podcasts or music, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you want to support the show, it doesn't take a lot to do so. Hitting that like, subscribe bell, or share doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps the show tremendously. And as always, give us a rating and review if you guys are in the mood. Don't forget to click that notification button so you can get notified when a new show drops. But as always, guys, you know, if you guys are fond listeners of the show, I am nobody without my partner, my one, the only, Mr. RT Casas. What's up, compa?
What's up?
How are things going at the film festival, sir?
This one's called Skills USA, so we're putting in the good old college battle.
There you go. How's it going out there?
Submitted videos right now at 8 o'clock, so we shall see.
You sound
a
little tired, compa. You all right?
We are. We're up till like 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. Yeah, working on everything. So right now, after the podcast, it's really going to be sleepy time.
All right. I like it. We got a lot of stuff going on today and this weekend, so we're trying to get it squeezed in as much as possible to keep you guys in the podcast, loving it and whatnot. And I've been hearing a lot of good things and feedback and thank yous for everybody that is listening to us. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. First and foremost, I want to take a minute to recognize that 76 years ago today, Jackie Robinson debuted for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and 50 years after that, MLB decreed that his number 42 would be permanently retired. All teams today will don the number 42 in honor of Mr. Jackie Robinson and breaking the color barrier. So happy Jackie Robinson Day. Compa?
It was pretty cool to see that happen, you know, especially from the famous line, the movie 42, right? Where it says maybe someday we'll all wear number 42, Jackie.
Yeah. And then they won't tell us. They won't be able to tell us apart, is what he said.
Yeah.
Mr. That was Pee Wee Reese, I believe, is who it was played as. That said that. So that is actually a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, today would be a good day to see it.
Yeah, it's the late Chad. How do you say his last name? Boswick.
Chad Boswick. Yeah, the late great Chaz Boswick. Wakanda forever.
Right. Yeah. Excited? What's Angel still in the race or what? What's going on?
Hey, we're still in the race, bro. We're going to talk about where we're positioning our the teams. We're talk about who we think is going to win the divisions for show later on in the show. But first, next, I should say, not first, because next I want to shout out to Bradley Ware from the University of Indianapolis for not only throwing a no-hitter this week, but also hitting for the cycle in the same game. Either of these feats are some of the hardest things to do on a baseball field, let alone the ability to do both is absolutely insane. Did you get a chance to see that, compa?
I didn't see. I just heard about it. But to do it at the college level, geez, I have never heard anybody do it at the high school level. I did it at the college level.
That is, absolutely insane. Like, alone, just throwing a no hitter is like that's fucking hard to do, right? On top of that, one of the other hardest thing to do behind the plate is hit for the cycle. And you did both in the same game. Somebody did, because they were trying to figure out if anybody in MLB could do it, right? So they're like, okay, let's just take Shohei Ohtani. Let's look at, statistically, they're like, it's a 0.0000012% chance that Shohei Ohtani would be able to do a no-hitter and a cycle in the same game. And it's funny because the dude was a bettor. He's like, so if I put $1 down every time Shohei Ohtani pitches, if it hits, I could win $58 million.
Damn.
He's like, that's worth my dollar every time.
Crazy.
Probably never going to happen at the major league level. I don't think it's ever going to happen again.
Yeah. It'll happen at some point in college. Again, maybe.
How long has baseball been around at the collegiate level? And this is the first time anybody has ever done it.
Once it happens once, then other people
it happen again. Oh, they're gonna go for it. All it takes is the one to break through, huh?
Yeah. I just don't think Ohtani would ever come close because he doesn't pitch a full game.
He doesn't pitch full games, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could do it with the bat. I think the fact that with his speed, it might be only a matter of time before that homeboy gets
The cycle.
the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's gotten close a couple times.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get close a couple times.
Yeah. A lot of people get close a bunch of times, and they miss it all the time. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
all he needs is a home run, a triple, and a double. I mean, he's almost there.
Even that, yeah. People they just need usually the triple. Like, man, if I could just get a triple.
Yeah, right. That's usually the harder one to do.
So, yeah, man, still cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Nonetheless, so shout out to him. That's, I mean, one of the more amazing things that happened this week in baseball, at least. They're talking about getting a new expansion team going. I know Commissioner Rob Manfred said he wants to get to 32 teams. So the question would be who and where would get it. You know, Salt Lake City, Utah has been getting a lot of traction, becoming one of the expansion teams, along with Nashville and Portland. Those are the top three that have kind of been the three cities that looking to get the expansion team going. And I think, especially with the A's all but certainly moving to Las Vegas in the next year or two, and, you know, I heard the Rays are actually looking to move down the block to open up a new stadium as well, and they're doing really good this season. So, I mean, they're going to be getting some buku bucks as far as, like, attendance and sales and stuff like that to help with that. With all this movement talk, would this shuffle of divisions be on the horizon? Or who do you think has a better shot, Salt Lake City, Nashville, or Portland, to be the next expansion team?
So I don't think Utah, because I feel like people are always talking smack about Utah with regards to the NBA. So
Right.
I have a hard time believing Utah would be one. I haven't heard bad stuff about Oregon, so maybe Oregon. But Oregon has bad weather all the time. No, they'd have to build an indoor stadium.
They'd have to build a dome, yeah.
So that'd probably like be the one thing. But I mean, if they're gonna make a stadium, you know, why
Right.
not?
Why not?
I don't know. So I would say probably Oregon first.
Okay, Portland.
You know. What about you? What are you thinking? Where are you leaning?
Of those three, I mean, Portland does make sense, but the weather would be a thing, but nothing a dome can't fix. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of like Nashville because it's like the city of music and
Okay.
you know what I mean. There's a lot of tourism there already, so having a team there, I mean, it would just add to the tourism, and you already have a strong amount of people that go out there. Like, if you know what I mean, the tourism is really good. So just adding that would help Nashville, I think, a little bit, and it'd be interesting to have, you know, another Music City miracle.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you could pick any place to put a baseball stadium, no restrictions or anything like that, where would you put your baseball stadium?
Anywhere.
Like,
Oh man, that's a good one, dude.
saying where you're like, man, I'd love to see a stadium here or a team here or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I bet you there'd be a good fan base, you know?
Ooh. You know, in the United States or anywhere in the world?
Nah, and it's got to be the U.S.
It's gotta be in the US?
Because it'd be because of travel and stuff, you know?
Gotcha. Because I was thinking the Mexico, the DF, because I mean you saw the way the World Baseball Classic was, and you know what I mean. So I mean, but if we're gonna go U.S., ooh, good place to put one. I would. Man, I'm trying to think of like the Southwest states, just to keep it warm. But then, you know, even if you go north, you got the dome, so you pretty much put it anywhere, right? Oh, fuck, dude. You know what? Just because I watch Yellowstone, but Montana has a absolute gorgeous backdrop. Maybe be able to have one of those domes that open up during the summertime so you could see all of that kind of thing, and then close up when it starts getting towards the wintertime. I would say Montana. I mean, it wouldn't, but then at the same time, you don't have as many people out there going out there for that kind of thing, so that wouldn't work. As far as like around you, I think it'd be really dope to have, but for tourism, shit. I mean, right now they don't have one, so Las Vegas.
but they're getting one
They're,
though.
they're getting one, right? Yeah, but you said, I mean, they don't have one right now. I can't think of anywhere else. Somewhere.
Not a good place.
Where?
Orange County. They do not have a baseball team over there, bro. That'd be such a hotbed. Imagine putting a team next to Disneyland. Like, how cool would that be? How cool would that be, dude? I bet you they could get a ton of fans, like, easily. What do you think? What do you think?
I'm gonna throw something at you so hard. You fucking had me over here thinking about an actual fucking place to put a goddamn fucking stadium, and you're gonna come up with this fucking bull. That was a long play, bro. That was a long play. You had me like thinking, you son of a bitch. Fuck.
It's all about the setup. It's all about the setup.
Man, I had a buddy of mine who used to say, "It's all about timing and delivery, bro." Bro, you knocked it out the park, dude. That's. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. Podcast is over. That's over.
You're like, I'm not playing this game no more.
I'm not doing this anymore, Artie. God damn it. Go ahead.
No, but seriously, like a place that you would like to. So what I think is, okay, let's look at, and again, jokes aside, let's look at what teams do well in terms of the other sports, like in terms of, let's say, basketball or football. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dallas doesn't have a team, right?
Well, technically, the Cowboys are in Arlington, which is right next to the Ranger Stadium.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that. Who else runs well? I mean, the New Yorks have their teams.
New York's got their teams. California's got their teams. Texas has theirs. I mean, that's why I was trying to think of somewhere like, I mean, as far as like view and the surrounding area, Montana is absolutely beautiful. At least the parts that I've seen through Yellowstone. You know, someplace like that would be awesome. Like, even if you did something like in Iowa, like Field of Dreams kind of style. I mean, I think absolutely in Iowa you could do it because you're going to have that nostalgia of the Field of Dreams. And then we had the Field of Dream game last year, and that was absolutely awesome. So I think Iowa would be a good one if you built something out there towards where the Field of Dreams stuff is, because then you could have like that as like the tourism part of it, and then you can actually go and watch a game at an actual stadium.
Yeah.
I
like it too.
Don't say Anaheim.
No, I'm just trying to think of like, so let's think of teams that have good, rich tradition of sports. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's hard to even say that because then you think Oakland, you think, oh, Oakland should be good. Yeah. And then look at what's going on with that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of things with Oakland, I think, is more ownership and not willing to put money into the team and the stadiums and its fan base. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I think if the Oakland A's owners sold the team to somebody else and they were like, all right, dude, we're gonna fucking revamp everything. I'm dumping a bunch of money into the payroll. Let's get out of the, you know, $500,000 a year payroll and let's get some players over here. Let's revamp the Coliseum, and let's upgrade it. Let's do all these things. It's kind of like going to when the Chargers used to play in San Diego, at the stadium down there. It was like very run down. It was very like concrete kind of thing. Like, it just felt like very like they're not dumping a lot of money into the stadium as far as like the upkeep goes, and they're keeping it safe, but like they're not really like there for the fans. They're just kind of raking it in. So I feel that Oakland has that same vibe, and I think that's why they're leaving.
Okay. Yeah. I'd have to get back to you what stadium besides Orange County that we could get a baseball team in, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like I just think the fans the fans in Orange County deserve better.
I'm gonna cry.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to get back to you. Back to you.
Motherfucker.
Back to you, and I really have to think about it. I mean, because what other big
what other big cities already don't have a team? That's what I'm saying. Las Vegas would probably be the next best spot, and they're legitimately going to get the A's in the next season or two. It's going to happen. Like it's just going to happen. I don't see it not happening. What about, okay, so let's just say we get the expansion team. Aside from the A's moving over, are they going to, do you think a shuffle of the divisions is on the horizon as well?
Has to be, for sure. Has to be. Dude, don't you remember when, like, the Astros were, like, in the AL Central once upon a time?
It was the NL Central.
Oh, the NL Central. I mean, that's a trip, right?
Yeah.
And freaking Milwaukee was in the NL West.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, yeah, that's why I kind of wonder who has, like, the most teams in what division, you know, like, what the teams look like in terms of geography and stuff like that, you know?
I got you.
So, kind of curious about that.
It would be interesting to kind of see where, because I have the thing here. So each division, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each division right now has five teams.
Okay.
There's not one division that has more, so we have an even number across the board. So adding 1 or 2 teams, now you're gonna unbalance things. But if you do a restructure of where, of how the teams are gonna be, you know, lined up, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, especially if now there's a 6 team somewhere. You know what I mean? On both sides, you got to have one on the American and one on the national side to kind of even things out. But where do you put them? Kind of thing. So I don't know. It's weird. I've seen a couple different things, a couple different people talking about like, oh, we have the Pacific League now, and then we have the West Division or whatever. And like the Pacific, it had like the Giants, the Dodgers, the Angels, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the A's currently in the Pacific League. And then on the West side, they had Seattle. Who else is trying to think of Colorado? They had like a bunch of different, and they had like the Midwest, and then they had the South, and then they had the East, and then they had the Atlantic. So they split it up into 5 different divisions instead of the 3 that we have. But there was no more American League or National League. It was just the league kind of thing. And so it was interesting to see it that way. And if you add the 2 extra teams, it kind of, you know, having those 5 divisions actually kind of works out a little bit. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. It'd be interesting if something like that ever happened. It'd be weird not to have an American League and a National League. Don't you think? I think Artie fell asleep.
For sure.
Oh, there he is.
No, I agree. No, I'm listening. I was just listening. I really like it. I really have to sit down and look at a map to see what city who gets a team type of thing. But I also think that there's no way they would ever bring in just like one team, bro. It's going to be at least 2 teams.
Yeah, it's got to be a second. There's got to be 2.
And here's the thing, though. For whatever reason, call me crazy. I feel like it might be 2 teams in the same league.
Really?
League or 2 in the national, just to keep some balance or something.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, because then one division, if you keep the divisions like we have them right now, East, West, and Central, then one division will only have 5 teams on it, and the other 2 will have 6. So I don't know. Either way, I mean, at that point, you got to do 3 and keep it in one league, and then that way each division has 6 teams. If we keep it the way it is, if you restructure it, then fuck, it doesn't fucking matter at that point.
What if you create a 4th division?
That'd be interesting. Going like East, West, North, and South.
Something like that, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Put it on the board.
Yeah, give the Angels a better chance to make the playoffs.
Son of a bitch! I thought there was no team in Anaheim, bro.
I didn't say Anaheim. I said Angels.
Fuckers.
I said Angels. You walked into that one.
I know. Shut up.
Not my fault. You don't see the landmines.
I know. I did not see it. Tired Artie is sneaky Artie. I see how it is now.
Give the people what they came for.
Like, right? You guys keep asking for it, you're going to get more of it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see here. The Mets got 17 walks, scored 17 runs, and smashed on the A's, including a Francisco Lindor grand slam. Are the Mets looking like actually good, or are the A's falling off, and that's why the A's did the Mets did that to them?
For both.
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
A little both. I mean, teams are gonna have just those games, bro, where they just go bananas, and everything falls for them.
Yeah.
It might not happen for the Angels, but I mean, a lot of teams. I mean, the Angels had everything. They had a couple games like that last year, didn't they?
Yeah, we had a couple games where we scored 12, I think, but I couldn't remember us scoring 17. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
But even then. Oh, I mean, that one with fucking Rendon hitting the home run fucking left-handed. Yeah, that was a good one. That was like awesome. 13, 14 games. Yes, a run.
For sure. That's where you guys peaked, right?
That's where we peaked. After that, it was all downhill after that. That was like mid-May.
It was.
It was, though. It was. Somebody check it. Funny. Get back to me. Let's since we're laughing at people, let's take a second and laugh at a little bit at Javier Baez. He pimped what he thought was a no doubt dinger and got a double out of it. Then he forgot how many outs were in the inning. Even got thrown out. When he forgot that he was the second batter. Let me see. On a routine pop fly, he runs the third and gets doubled up at second, then gets pulled from the game. What is happening with Javier Baez, sir? Is he just done with baseball?
Kind of get that vibe from him, no? Because, I mean, he's got his World Series. He's always been a little different, don't you think?
A little bit.
Like, he has that excitement defensively, right?
Yeah.
But hitting-wise, this dude's just wild. Like, it's almost like he don't care. He doesn't care to make any adjustments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it looks like he does not care to make any kind of adjustments. So, he's just, he's free swinging type of thing. The vibe I get, he's still solid defensively, but I mean, bro, he went inside with Detroit, like,
I mean, he went and got his money, and that's all he did that for.
Exactly. So when you go over there and you get your money, you're not really playing for anything over there, so, and I think that's what's happened. He's not playing for anything over there. He's unmotivated. So he's just giving up at bats, man. He's just literally giving up at bats. That's all he's doing. He just looks like he's out there just to be out there and free swinging. I mean, dude, I don't think he has a tank. He's hitting like 150. Like some people are calling that
right now. Yeah,
he's that absolute worst everyday player.
Yeah,
in baseball
right now, absolutely.
And I would agree. I don't see. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So I don't know, man. Bring him to the Angels. Give him something to play for.
Bro, seriously. Leave my guys alone. We're not even talking about them for at least another 2 segments.
No, like it's a good thing.
No. Unless they
think they don't need him.
Unless they give him, unless they pay his whole salary and they just basically give him to us for free, maybe. We got a good infield right now. I'm okay. Well, maybe Drury can go, but we still have a good infield outside of that.
Take him.
Do you take him with the Dodgers?
Hell, I'm telling you, I think if you put that dude in a situation that's a little more motivated to play, I think this guy performs. I really do.
We'll have to wait.
You don't want him? I'll take him.
Maybe they move him because they think he's not performing, and then maybe that's his angle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his angle. Like, hey, I got my bag. I'm getting paid one way or another. These guys are going to trade me. Somebody's going to be like, we'll take him. You know what I mean? And then, they're contenders. Let's go. Let's do it. I don't know. Maybe he needs to change the scenery. Maybe you're right. This is the moment we realize you're right. Well, for once or twice.
So I saw someone say online that he should go back to Chicago. That he belongs in Chicago. I was like, they're not wrong.
That's not a bad idea, though. Maybe he needs that. Maybe he needs to go home, some cooking, go get some stuff done. All right. The Blue Jays have ended the unbeaten streak of the Tampa Bay Rays at lucky number 13. The Rays' 13-game win streak set a franchise record and tied the longest season opening win streak in the modern era. Do you know who they tied?
They tied the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes, and who else? Do you know who else they tied?
thought it was only Milwaukee.
No, sir. They tied the 87 Brewers. You're absolutely right.
And the Oakland A's.
No, because it wasn't to open. It wasn't to open the season that they did that. They did that at the end of the season of 2002, per Moneyball.
It was someone that missed the playoffs.
It was the 82 Braves.
And they missed the playoffs, right?
Yep. I was 1 year. I was 1 year old. They are the only two teams with more wins in a row, or they were the only team with two more wins in a row to start the season was the 1884 St. Louis Maroons, who went 20-0 before losing a game to start a season. So just a little history for you guys there.
They are the Maroons.
Yeah, what a maroon. I wonder if that's where it comes from. Jesus. We're learning things left and right.
I don't know. Like, so I saw something, I like MLB The Show.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm paraphrasing because I just caught it once and I wanted to look more into it. But, jazz originates from baseball.
What?
Yeah, so I guess it was like a pitch or something like that. So then it was like super smooth jazz, right? So then jazz, the word jazz comes from baseball, and then it translated over into music.
I did not know that.
Something to that effect.
Okay.
But I'll have it. I'll look for it for you for some for next time.
Uh-huh.
But because Jazz Chisholm, he's a cover athlete from
MLB The Show.
MLB The Show. He's the one that said it on there. He's all, did you know? He's all jazz originated in baseball. He's all not the music, but the word jazz. Okay. He's all, and jazz was like, oh man, it was a certain type of pitch. Jazz. He's all, so yeah, something to that effect. He's all, and then someone heard it or something like that, and then started playing a type of music, and then they called it jazz. Super interesting, right?
That is very interesting, sir. Baseball creating history. Who knew it?
But I want to get the
details.
It.
I want to get. Yeah, you. Okay, you're promising the listeners that next week you'll have that answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds good. Let me talk about a guy now that I know you're not going to like because I don't like him either. Well, kind of, but no, I don't like him. Fernando Tatis is killing it in the minors right now while he's serving a suspension for PED usage. A lot of people are not okay with this. People are saying if he's suspended, he should be suspended from all baseball activities tied to the league, both major and minor. How do you feel, first and foremost, about Fernando Tatis having the ability to go and be playing in the minors when he's supposed to be serving a suspension?
Like that. Like I feel like that's a loophole, no?
Yeah.
Like he's not supposed to be playing. That means he's not supposed to have any kind of like advantage. Because basically what he's doing right now is getting like spring training ABs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what the feel that I have from this is he's getting spring training ABs. And
extended
so now,
spring training ABs.
Yeah. So now he's going to basically going to get these ABs and he's going to be honestly, in some ways, ahead of the game compared to other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I don't like it either. I mean, it just it seems like it's very it's unfair, right? Because he's getting all this like real time, real game experience when he should be serving a suspension. Now, if he's over there at home, fucking hitting off a machine and taking care of himself and being, being ready, that's one thing. But like actually getting in like live games and stuff like you said, extended spring training. It's not fair. If he's supposed to be suspended, let him be suspended. Let him not be able to do this. Do you think this is going to change? Do you think they're going to close that loophole now because of it? Because, obviously they don't want him to be doing the PEDs. But do you think they now close that loophole so that nobody else does it at this point?
Nope. I do not.
Like, nah, they're just, Go ahead.
I do not. I don't think they're going to. Because, that should be something that should have been already closed. Yeah. Didn't they just have their collective bargaining agreement?
They did.
Like a year or two ago? See? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they would have closed it already. So, I don't think so.
Oh, I got you.
I don't think so. And I think the Major League Baseball's opinion is like, well, if we don't allow him to at least rehab or get ready in the minors, he's just not going to be healthy enough to be playing.
He can rehab in the minors all he wants after his suspension.
Right.
As everybody else has.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the whole point of a suspension. Fucking loopholes, man.
I totally agree. So, yeah, man. So, I don't know. I'm not like it, but he did hit 3 tanks in the game the other day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's hitting off of, the minor league.
Dude, hitting 3 tanks.
It's still impressive.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere is 3 tanks. 3 tanks are 3 tanks.
Yeah. This is true. All right, let's talk about the in-game experience from the fans and the stands point of view. I was at the Angel game on Saturday last week when they played the Blue Jays. We got there about an hour early to make sure we got all the bobbleheads, and we got plenty of time to see some of the batting practice, albeit the practice for Toronto, because we got stuck in traffic. And just avoid the 91, guys. Just don't go down to 91. We tried to get there early to see the Angels take some BP, but obviously we didn't make it to that. We got there for Toronto. We got to our seats. We got our little guy, Kylo. He got his first game certificate, so we're excited about that. And if you guys are wondering, like, I'm sure they have it across the board at all the stadiums. Just go to the what do they call it? The information booths, and they'll be able to get that for you guys. So that was pretty awesome. We have all our kids have their first game certificates, which is pretty awesome. And I think because we got there so early, it didn't seem like we were only there for a little bit, you know what I mean? Because we got there about an hour and a half early. But if we just take it from the start of the game, I mean, I want to say in the second inning, I had to go change a diaper. And by the time I got back, it was the end of that inning and the middle of the third inning, right? And I'm just like, what happened here? Like, I was gone for 5 fucking minutes. What's going on? Granted, pitching was great and guys were getting struck out and people were grinding out, stuff like that. But the game was moving really, really fast. I had to take Luke to the bathroom, and then I got back and it was like, oh shit, like we're already in the next inning. Like, what happened? Like, I was gone for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? God forbid that you have to go and buy like food or go buy a drink and stuff like that. You're just going to miss the entire game going that. It just felt like it was so fast, man. I did recognize that they're now, and we'll talk about this, in a little bit, but they're now doing vendors are selling beer and stuff in the stands now, which is cool. They didn't do that before, and that's pretty cool because like I didn't have to get up every single time to go get a drink. It was they're walking around. Let me get 2. Boom, we're good to go for a little bit. But by the time we got home, like we even stayed for the fireworks after the game, right? We got home, and I look at the clock, bro. It was just past 10.
Wow.
I was like, wait a minute. We're usually leaving the park at 10 and getting home at about 10:45, 11 o'clock. Like, I was like, what happened? The game was great. I mean, we won that night, which is awesome. It's always fun to win, when you win, when you go watch your team.
Right.
But I feel, honestly, man, it's way too fast. Like, I get it. Like, they did it for TV viewership and trying to keep people excited about the game, and it was just, to me, bro, it took away some of the romance of the game kind of thing, you know what I mean? And it's just like you don't get to enjoy the ambiance. Like, you're just like, all right, let me just focus in on what's happening here, because if I start looking around and taking it in, like, oh shit, it's the end of the inning, what happened? Or like, who hit? Or like, what's going on here? Like, what happened? Like literally, I had to get up to take my 5-year-old to the bathroom, and I had to get up to go change a diaper, your little boy Benny, and I missed, collectively about 2.5 innings doing that. Let alone trying to go get a drink or trying to get some food. It's like, if there's a line, you're screwed, bro. You're missing 2 to 3 innings if it's good pitching. You know what I mean?
Say bring your own stuff.
Bring your stuff. For sure, bring your stuff. Use the bathroom before the game starts. Get there early so that you can at least enjoy some of the ambiance, so that you can at least make sure you grab food beforehand, make sure you grab some drinks beforehand. They limit you to 2 per person. Grab your 2. Don't be a rookie. grab your 2 drinks, and then sit down. And I know that it's just, I don't know, dude. I kind of wish they would dial that back just a little bit. Instead of 15 and 20 seconds, go 20 and 30 seconds, kind of expand it just a little bit more. Because it really is. It didn't feel like we got enough bang for our buck when it comes to that kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Interesting. I like it. I like the breakdown there, compa.
I mean,
I like the breakdown.
That's
good. Especially gave a little suggestion there at the end. He said, like, hey, well, freaking give us 10 more seconds per type of thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just give us a little bit more time, because you really it even. And I know we talked about when we watch it on TV, it feels a little rushed. It feels like the announcers are trying to catch up as the game's going along and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely feel it. I couldn't hear the announcers. You know, obviously we're not listening to the game. We were there at the game, watching the game, and it's just moving so fast. It's like, holy crap. Like, you blink or you're not there, and there goes an inning. There goes 2 innings. There goes, you know what I mean? And it's not as enjoyable. I feel like it was still fun. It was nice to be at the park, but I feel like if you got there just for the game, like walk in right before the national anthem,
mm-hmm.
I mean, you're in and out of there in 2 hours, and it's just like, holy crap, what happened?
That's crazy.
It's
crazy.
to me. It's like I need more. If I'm gonna spend, because look, for those of you guys listening, I have a large family, right? And everybody went. It was me, the wife, and all the kids, and my mom. So there were 8 of us there, right? For 8 of us going, roughly about $20 a head, right? Actually, it was a little bit more. No, it was less, because we bought the tickets before they had announced what the giveaway was, which was the Ohtani bobblehead.
Okay.
But it was about $20 a person, right? We were spending $160 before taxes walking in there, and you expect to have that experience, and I feel we're getting kind of cheated on it a little bit. As a fan in the stands, I feel like I got cheated just a little bit.
It's a West Coach. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna be going to any Dodger games anytime soon. I already told you I'm protesting.
Yeah, no, I know, and that was because of the parking situation and how much they're charging for that, and it's just ridiculous.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. I really enjoy watching the games more at the house. I'm not gonna lie. I get to watch the whole game before like feeling tired and going to sleep. I feel like okay, like there's closure for me. You know?
Yeah, I got you there.
Yeah.
Maybe to combat that, they start the games half an hour earlier. Give us that little extra time, but start the game about a half an hour earlier. Give us the opportunity to watch that. No?
I like the 10-second thing that you said.
Okay.
I definitely like that. I'm like, okay. Because that keeps it within a good time range still, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm all right with it. I think it would feel weird to me having to play baseball with a pitch clock, I guess, in the back of my head type of thing.
Yeah.
Like how these guys are doing. I don't know that I've ever done anything like that where I'm like, oh, man, I'm super slow. I know one of the things is like when I get frustrated when I used to play is I would do what you call raking the batter's box. I would reset my feet. I'd rake like literally with my cleats. It was something I learned from Griffey.
Yeah.
And I would basically reset as a hitter. So that to me is something I wonder like, I wonder if when I had to reset or rake batter's box, if that would penalize me. Does that make sense? Like playing in the game, not obviously at the lower levels, but if I was playing in the show type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Not my problem, I guess.
I guess you learn to rake a little faster
right.
At that level. Now, one of the few things that we spoke on before is how teams would adjust the alcohol sales and how quickly the middle of the 6th inning arrives. I was pleased to see beer vendors, like I was telling you, in the aisles selling tall boys. That was awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I didn't have to get up. If you ever go to a game and you buy good seats, right? You go to the loge seats or you sit down field level behind home plate. In the where they have the fucking. What are they called? The suites or whatever. If you're in that area, you have people that go out there. But for like the regular fan out in right field, left field, you don't really have somebody walking up and down, or you didn't have it before walking up and down going, beer, who needs beer, who needs beer? At least over here in I didn't see it at Dodger Stadium when I've gone over there, and I'd never seen it at Angel Stadium in the right field or left field stands. And now they had that, which I think I was very pleased with that because it helps combat the quickness of the game, right? But here's my thing. So now that the games, and we talked about this a little bit, now that the games are about 30 minutes quicker, it translates to about $280,000 to $1.1 million in loss in beer sales through the season. Now, depending on the stadium, of course, several teams have already extended their beer sales deadline to from the end of the sixth inning to the eighth inning. Those teams being the Brewers, the Twins, Diamondbacks, and Rangers. And I'm honestly going to ask you, because a lot of people or a lot of athletes have been saying, like, hey, this is kind of dangerous, man. Like,
right.
MLB is setting themselves up, I think, for a lot of lawsuits from people that maybe get into accidents on the way home because they're only giving people about 20, 30 minutes from the eighth inning to quote-unquote sober up before getting behind the wheel. Like, Artie, how are you feeling about this? Because some of the players are out like, dude, you're going to put my family in danger leaving the stadium because this dude just finished his last beer 10 minutes ago. How do you feel, Artie?
So, I mean, if you're drinking, you shouldn't be behind the wheel, right? Like,
right.
I mean, that's the theory. So, not really the stadium's fault. That's on yours,
right?
You know. So I don't know about lawsuits. I mean, they could try to sue them, but who's going to have more money, the team or the people trying to sue them? You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. In terms of the players being in danger, like those fools are always gone way afterwards. You know, in terms of when the fans leave. So I think they're going to be all right.
Okay.
In terms of that, don't you?
To an extent, yeah.
I don't mind just adding an extra inning, but you're right. The time for them to recover is kind of faster. So that's kind of weird. But I mean, again, the thing is, like, dude, if you're going to be drinking that bad, you shouldn't be driving, you know?
100% with you right there.
Yeah. So, and then the sales, again, how you said like going around and selling the beers in the outfield. I don't think I've ever seen it in the outfield, but I know they have it over there in the regular, like the good seats.
Right. If you pay for the good seats, you're going to get that good concession. Like people coming up to you, hey, would you want to order? Like, here's the menu. Like, what's going on? But like in left field and right field, like never, right?
No, so you don't necessarily, like, I've seen it down the left field line or right field line, offering beers, you know, and even in the loge area. But I have not seen it in, I think, the top deck and in the outfields. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those aren't necessarily like the great seats, like the field levels and stuff like that. But they're, you know, not the best of seats, but they're not bad seats either. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's for the
so,
you know, I don't want to say the common man, but that's where.
Yeah, exactly.
When I got to buy 8 tickets, I'm going to sit in right and left field because I'm not going to, you know, fork out $100 a seat to sit, you know, a little lower. So it was nice to see that they actually did that.
I'm with you. I like it. I do like it. So
how do you feel about them extending the beer sales to the 8th inning to try and help with the revenue?
I mean, teams are going to do whatever they can, make their buck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're always going to be trying to find ways to make buck. Like, I still can't stand that. One, there's two things. I remember I was just like, horrified when it started happening.
Okay.
But when they started putting ads in the outfield, like baseball stadiums, like, dude, they just took away from it. Because I always give the example, like, Dodger Stadium used to look so beautiful when the outfield walls were decorated with, like, legends. You know?
Yeah.
And then they went to putting, advertisements out there. And I was like, it feels like such a minor league team, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I hated that. Absolutely hated that. And then now they took it a step further, and now they're putting on uniforms.
Yeah, they have it on their sleeve or whatever.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't like it, dude. I don't like it.
I am also not a fan of the like putting advertising on the uniform. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. So, but it is what it is. They're gonna try and make their buck any way they can.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they're gonna look like fucking NASCAR drivers out there playing ball.
Basically,
like,
right?
Come on, man.
You're gonna start seeing it in helmets too. Watch.
Absolutely. You got to find space to put advertising. Bam, right there on the helmet.
Helmet makes the most sense.
Yep. Yeah.
Helmet makes the most sense, like the top and the backside. Like, yeah, dude. I honestly think that if you're putting it on the uniforms of the players, shouldn't the players get to dictate what advertisement goes on them?
I think so. You should be able to have like the individual, just like in I guess not so much, but just like in NASCAR, they get to choose and pick who's on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it's a slippery slope, man. Just with that one little patch that they have on the sleeve right now, that's just inviting more problems. You know what I mean? Or more just distractions and
I agree.
a bunch of stuff on the uniforms. I don't like it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like it.
Wonder how much they get for that. Do you know?
I don't know exactly how much they get for it. Honestly, that'd be something I'd have to look up. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's talk about the one of the things that I wanted to touch on was the this week I want to touch on the AL Rookie of the Years, and then next week we'll talk about the NL Rookie, like the leaders so far right now. And I was looking around and I was like, okay, let's see who the Rookie of the Year candidates are starting in the season, how they're going right now. First and foremost, Gunnar Henderson was the majority pick at the beginning of the season, right? Before we got going on. Currently, right now, he sits at 40 at-bats. He has 6 hits, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 1 stolen base with a 150 average and an OPS of 633. So I was like, let me look at the rest of these guys that they're talking about. The next, like, big guy was Anthony Volpe. And he was picked second, the second most amount of times as far as like to take home Rookie of the Year honors to start the season. And right now, currently, he hit his first home run yesterday. So kudos to him. In 41 at bats so far, he's got 7 hits, 1 home run, 1 RBI, 3 stolen bags, and he's hitting 171 with a 594 OPS. So I was like, okay, let's dig a little deeper. Have you heard of this guy named Oscar Colas from the White Sox?
Like Colas, like Pompis Colas?
Like Colas, Colas, Pompis,
No,
Pompis.
from the White Sox? Is it that Dominican dude?
Yes.
Or, I'm sorry, the Cuban? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's got
I had heard about him. I heard he was a real good hitter, like a
43
really
at bats. He's got 11 hits, 1 home run, 4 ribbies, 2 stolen bags, and a 256 average with an OPS of 668. Now for a rookie, that's not bad.
What about your dude? Isn't the catcher a rookie?
I was hoping you'd bring me to that.
Okay.
Right now, we'll get to O'Hoppe here in a second, but right behind him, another guy that everybody's talking about right now is Josh Jung, or Josh Young, spelled Jung. He's got 47 at bats, 13 hits. 2 home runs.
Texas.
Yes, 2 home runs, 6 ribbies, and a 277 average with a whopping 780 OPS, dude. He is doing really, really well. I think right now, from the guys that we're talking about there, I think he would probably be more of a front runner, but it's a marathon, it ain't a sprint. He's got a long way to go, right? So let's talk about my boy O'Hoppe. In 39 at-bats as of yesterday, so far, he's got 9 hits, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, a 231 average, and an OPS of 843. Not bad for a catcher.
Oh, great for a catcher.
I'm telling you.
Let alone a rookie catcher.
I'm telling you right now, man. That guy's going to be an all-star. I called it. I called it.
Yeah, you definitely said it. I still don't believe it, but you definitely said it.
I did say things. You said the words. I don't believe them, but I said them.
Yeah, I heard you say them for sure.
I mean, he's
For
not.
sure.
He's in the mix. I don't like that he's not. He's not. They're not talking about him. But I mean, 231 average isn't that great. Definitely, right. Josh Young, that 277 average and that 780 OPS is really amazing. But right now, I believe he leads the ribby category and the with less at bats. And he's got 4 home runs. I believe he's leading in the home run department as well for the rookies right now. The other 2 guys that they had for Rookie of the Year candidates were pitchers. I left them out because pitchers get enough fucking shit. But maybe we'll bring them up. Is there any other rookie out there in the American League that you've heard about that you're like, hey, man, we need to look at this guy?
not that's doing well. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, some dudes that I think will maybe make some noise by the end of the year
Uh-huh.
are like what's his name? Grayson Rodriguez from Baltimore,
Okay.
the pitcher.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a dog for sure. I think a dude that's in the minors that's gonna come up, and when he comes up, he's gonna make a splash. Is gonna be Dominguez,
Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez, yeah, from the Yankees.
Yep.
I think that dude's he's a dog, man. He is an absolute dog. So when that guy finally decides to come up, or they bring him up, he's gonna be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And so if they bring him up early enough, I think he will have a shot to be the rookie of the year.
Jason Dominguez.
Yeah.
Do you know what his stats are? You know what his stats are right now in the minor leagues right now?
No.
He's got 19 at bats, 4 runs, 1 hit, no home runs, no ribbies, 4 stolen bases. He's batting an abysmal .53 right now with an OPS of
Nice.
333.
Give me his stats from spring training now.
We're not talking about spring training, bro.
I'm talking about it. I just brought it up. What do you mean we're not talking about it?
I don't think it gave me the spring training stats. It just gave me current stats right now for what he's batting right now in minor leagues.
Yeah. I said that dude's gonna be an absolute.
I do not disagree that this guy is going to be a star, right?
Yeah.
But right now he's not doing too good in the minors. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm waiting for the point to come out.
That was the point. He's just not doing. He's not doing well right now. But I do think he's going to be a star moving forward.
All right, I got you.
And here's one, because I know I got a question for you, dude, and I know this is one of those because we've both talked about who said that baseball isn't romantic, right? So it's kind of here's my question for you, and it was a point that Alex Wood came out and said. He said Major League Baseball is ruining the standing ovations some players are getting in their return to former teams.
For sure.
The pitch clock is one thing, but getting a violation in the middle of players sharing a deep connection with the fans is destroying something beautiful. Artie, what are your thoughts with that? And are they taking a bit of the romance out of the game because of it?
They did it yesterday, Cody Bellinger.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But it's a great point. I hadn't thought about it. It's something like, some bitch. You know? Like, but I mean, who is, you know?
I
It's
feel
going to be an imperfect system, right?
I feel like the umpires, it should be at the umpire's discretion. If they see something like that happening, they can kind of go over there, sweep the fucking plate, bro, ask for some balls. Like, give it a second before you're like, all right, go ahead and hit the clock. You know what I mean? It should be at their discretion, and I think it's not. But I think over the years, like how many times, like when like Albert was his last game or whatever, right?
Right.
At St. Louis, and he would go places, right? And they give him like a rocking chair or whatever it might be. When Jeter got like the surfboard at Angel Stadium or whatever, like you give them their opportunity, to give them their moment. It doesn't take long, you know what I mean? But let them get their standing ovation. Let them wave goodbye to their fans. Let them, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's a touching moment, and you're just gonna kind of rip it in half because the pitch clock's going. You got a strike. You want to get another one? Like, to me, it takes away from the aura and the romanticism of the game.
Right. No, I'm with you. I totally get it. And wait till bigger moments happen, man. Wait till bigger moments. These are just right now, it's the little moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's little moments. Wait till big ones. Like, okay, like I'll give you one right
Let's
now.
go. All right.
Like Miguel Cabrera. This is basically his last hurrah, right? So wait till that dude starts going through all that and he's having to take all these damn pitch clock violations. Like I bet you they might step in and do something, you know? Because they're going to be like, oh, damn. Because he's going to have some moments, you know?
Absolutely.
Or they give him a standing ovation. They're going to be like, oh, damn, okay. Like, yeah, we got to fix this, you know?
Very much so. Like, there's got to be like obviously not every at-bat, right? But the first one. Or maybe even the last one. You know what I mean? If it's the last at-bat he's going to have for the season, like, give him his fucking moment, man. Let him have it. Let him have it, you know? I'm not okay with that. I like that Alex Wood brought that up, and I'm glad that you knew what I was talking about as soon as I started talking about it. but it's just there's something about baseball that will touch you, like in a different way when you see things like that. When those standing ovations, when it's the last time you're going to see this player play, or his last at bat, or whatever it might be, like for Miguel Cabrera, for example, that you gave. You can't take that away from the game. Like it's a beautiful thing, and you shouldn't Major League Baseball, you should not be taking that away.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you, Compa. I'm with you for sure. Like I said, Miguel Cabrera, once this starts happening to him, they might go in there and do some kind of little adjustment in there, just like you said, you know?
Yeah, I got you there. All right, so we're towards the end of the show. We're going to talk about our division winners and what we think, and then who is going to come out of the wild card spots. It's 3 wild card spots, right?
Sure. I always forget. They just change some of that dynamics all the time.
Yeah.
Isn't it like one of them's like a play-in wild card, though?
Yep. So technically it would be 4, right?
Right.
All right, so let me put that down real quick here. I didn't have a number 4 on there. All right. So taking what we know already. All right, in the let's start with the AL, and then we'll go to the NL, because A is before N. And since A is before B, I'll let you go first with who's winning the American League East right now. The Rays are 13-1, Blue Jays behind them at 9-5, Orioles 8-6, Yankees 8-6, and the Red Sox at 6-8 as of this morning. Who's taking the East?
It's hard to bet against Tampa, man. It is hard to bet against Tampa. They're clicking and rolling. I'm going to take Tampa. I'm going to take New York and Toronto.
No, we're just talking about winning. We'll get to the wild cards here in a minute. So Tampa.
Whatever, jerky face. Yeah, Tampa.
All right, I like it. In the American League Central right now, we got the Twins, 10-4, Guardians 8-6, White Sox 5-9, Tigers and Royals leading out the bottom at 4-9 and 4-10 respectively. Who's coming out of the AL Central with that W?
I'll take Cleveland for sure.
Okay.
Cleveland all day.
It's hard to not root for the Twins right now because they're doing well, but they're not going to be able to sustain that for the rest of the season. It's just not going to happen. So I will agree with you. I will take the Guardians. And I'm with you on that one. Oh, I put it on the wrong one. Let's see here. And then we have the AL West. The Rangers right now are leading the division with 8-5. Behind them, the Angels at 7-6. Astros and Mariners are 6-8, respectively or disrespectfully. And the Athletics are 3-11, rounding out the bottom of the barrel there. Who do we got winning the AL West on your end, bud?
I will take. You know what? The Texas doesn't look bad, but I'm gonna go with the Houston Asterisks.
Okay, you think Houston comes back?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I have Texas taking that one. Honestly, I think they look really good, and they got the pitching, and I'm gonna have to go with Texas on this one. So we got
the
one.
pitching, huh?
I think so.
Besides DeGrom, name another guy starting pitching.
They have solid pitching from their young guys. They're not spectacular, and they got a good team, man. I like the.
I asked you to name me another starting pitcher.
I will go and look it up for you.
No, would I look?
I don't know the team that way, bro.
They're in your division.
Name the starting pitchers for the Rockies, bro.
For the Rockies?
Give me
Which
all.
one you want? You want their ace?
I want the ace and the number 5 guy.
Gerardo Marquez.
Who's their number 5 guy?
Huh?
Who's the
I
number?
don't know who their 5 guy is off the top of my head. I gave you 2. You couldn't even give me 1. You couldn't say Nathan Eovaldi. You couldn't say Perez, Martin Perez.
Somebody's been watching.
Oh, I mean, I watch baseball.
Whatever, man. Whatever. All right, so
I don't even think I can name the Dodgers in a 5th damn starter.
They change every week.
I know. You know who you could have back? You could have back Noah Syndergaard.
Nah, man, I'm good. We let him go. We let him go for a reason.
We
Right.
could take that homeboy back.
All right, so we got the 4 wild card spots coming up now. So who do you got
Okay.
going into wild card now? Taking that number 1 wild card spot.
The number 1,
Yep.
for sure, the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. And then number 2.
Toronto.
Okay. Number 3, fighting with that last spot with number 4.
Texas.
Texas. And
Texas. And then the very last one, is that what you're asking?
yep, who's going to be fighting for that spot?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right. I'm gonna have to go Yankee. Well, I'm gonna go Toronto, and then the Yankees. But I do think they're both gonna be there. I just think Toronto ends up with a better, what the fuck is it called? Better record.
Okay.
I think since I have Texas taking, I think Houston's gonna be there because Houston's gonna be there for a while, until somebody rocks their fucking house. And then honestly, I'm gonna pick my guys fighting for that, having that one play to get in game. I don't think they win it, but I think they're there. I mean, I hope they do, but I don't think they. I think that they're gonna be playing for that 4th play-in game. That's where I'm at.
All right. Hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams. That's what fucking we live off of here, dude. Hopes and dreams. All right, let's talk about the NL, dude. Let's talk about the NL East. We got the Braves right now at 10-4, Mets 8-6, Marlins 7-7, Phillies at 5-9, and then the lowly Nationals at 4-10. Who do you got taking the East this year?
For sure, Atlanta, man. They're just too good. They're too good.
Okay.
And then with Verlander going down, that really hurts their chances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Mets, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Just because Verlander went down and the Mets don't know what they're going to do now, they still have a solid team. They may be in the wild cards. We'll see here in a second. But I definitely think the Braves are taking this one. It's fucking funny that the Phillies are so low down. They might creep back up, but I honestly feel like the Braves are taking that one.
Right.
All right, we got the Central. Brewers at 10-4, Cubbies at 7-5, Pirates 8-6, Cardinals at 6-8, and the Reds at the bottom there at 5-8. Who's taking the Central?
I'm really surprised at how bad the Cardinals are doing, and I really don't like that coach called out the player. You know what I'm saying? Did we talk about that last week?
We did not.
Okay, so let me touch on that.
Go for it.
Tyler O'Neill had the days scheduled off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought him in to like pinch hit or pinch run, and he was running like he wasn't like balls to the wall type of thing, but he was running hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was running, and he got thrown out at home plate, I think it was. And after the game, his coach was like, that's not how we play over here in St. Louis. Like we're supposed to run hard, blah blah blah. And I was like, damn, I didn't think he was not running hard, you know?
He wasn't sandbagging it.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, wow. So then you could tell that Tyler O'Neill was like visibly hurt by those comments. And he said, like, man, I thought that's something we keep in house. You know, if he did feel like that, I didn't think I was like not running hard and blah, blah, blah. My whole career, I've been known for someone that plays hard. And, you know, he's all like, that's how I made my name. That's how I got to the majors, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, damn, dude, like, he's kind of right, man. Like, that shouldn't have been said. And after looking at it, I wouldn't have said that, you know?
Yeah.
I would not have said that about him. I never thought he was sandbagging it. Now, like, Javi Lopez, that homeboy, Javi Baez,
yeah.
Like, that homeboy is, like, someone that you think would be called out. And he wasn't even called out, like, in the media, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not by his coach anyways. So I found that very interesting. Very interesting.
Maybe that's why they're doing so bad right now.
Maybe. I agree. Maybe. So that's the whole reason I brought that up. So Milwaukee looks good. That's a really weak division. I could see. I think St. Louis comes back and wins that with division. They're too good of a team. So I think they're going to take. I think that they're going to take that division.
Okay. I'll take Milwaukee just because they look pretty solid right now, all the way around. NL West, sir. The Diamondbacks are 8-6. The Dodgers and the Padres are both 7 wins. Although the Padres have 8 losses, Dodgers only have 7. The Giants at 5-8, and the Rockies at 5-9. Who is taking that division, sir?
I think the Padres are too strong, man. I think they're going to figure it out. Tatis is on his way. They're just going to be juggernauts. So I think they win that division. I think the Dodgers. Well, we'll get into it. I think the Padres. Arizona is just, when we talk about contenders or pretenders, I think they're pretenders.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I'm with you. If I don't say the Dodgers, I'm going to get stabbed in the neck when I go into the other room. So I think the Dodgers are going to be there, but I think it's the Padres and Dodgers on the NL West for the top dog there. It's going to be close. I think they're going to be within a couple games of each other. And it's just going to come down to what happens with pitching. That's all. All right, let's get into the wild cards here. All right, the number 1 wild card team in the National League, Artie. What you got?
My Dodgers, for
Los
sure.
Dodgers!
For sure,
right.
for sure. I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're going through a rough patch here. But, going through a rough patch and they're still 7-7.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Because they're not rocking and rolling just yet.
Because I had the Dodgers taking the division, I got the Padres on that number 1 right behind. Like I said, it's going to be really close between the two teams at the end of the season, but I think it's going to be 1 and 2 right there. So they can intermix there all day long.
Okay.
Who's the second best team that's going to be in the wild card?
I'll take Milwaukee there. I like Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I think. I don't think the Mets are going to get up there. I'm going to say, shit. That's a tough one, man. You know what? I'm going to say Arizona sneaks in at one of those. So I'm going to take Arizona. You say they're pretenders, but I think they do just enough to get into the wild card.
All right.
Okay. Who do you got the number 3 spot? This one's a little easier for me, I think.
I will take the Mets.
Yep. The Mets will get there. I'm with you there. That's all. I think that's going to be my easier one. Number 4 in that playing against the Mets in that 1 to go to move forward. Who do you think is going to be rounding that off?
Philadelphia.
The Phillies. You can't count them out. They won. They were in the World Series last year, right?
Yeah.
They're going to sneak in there.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out, especially once Bryce Harper comes back. That guy's the glue to that team, man.
I agree, sir. I agree. I'm with you there. I got Philadelphia with you. It was really like I wanted to say Philadelphia instead of Arizona at that number 2 wild card spot, but because they're gonna have to do some battling back, I feel like they're gonna sneak in at that number 4 or that play-in game. But I still think Arizona is in there. So we'll see. Those are our picks. Love them, hate them. We don't care. That's what we picked.
That's right. We got to build our chart and then start talking about how we think it's going to play out.
Yeah.
On the next show.
We will definitely do that. That way you're not groggy and tired, not up till 6 a.m. ready to take a nap. And hopefully Lukey doesn't have a game, at 11:30. So it's actually a really good spot. I mean, compa, unless you have something else you want to add before we get out of here.
No, good times. Love that baseball's back. Been enjoying it, having a great time. And, yeah, man, it's fun. It's fun to be baseball back again. It only gets better once football rolls around, too.
Yeah, because then we got baseball and foosball.
Yeah, that's right. Because it gives you a chance to take your mind off the Angels by the time football
God damn it,
rolls
I
around,
walked into that one, too.
You're like, okay,
I'm gonna throw
just in time. You got here just in time.
Throwing something at you again, Artie. All right, Artie, let's hear that patented Artie goodbye.
Yeah, let's be safe out there. Make sure we're making the right decisions and staying healthy, and that way we can enjoy our summer breaks and whatnot. All right. So catch you guys on the next show.
Outstanding, guys. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Don't forget to follow us on the social media scene. You can find us at Twitter at @blown_save and on Instagram at @blown_save. You guys can also see some of our clips on TikTok, guys. Don't forget to look for us there. Don't forget you can also reach out to us at theblown_save_podcast@gmail.com. You can find the show anywhere you listen to podcasts or music like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you want to support the show, it doesn't take a lot to do so. Hitting that like, subscribe, or the bell, or a share doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the show tremendously. And as always, give us a rating and review if you're in the mood. Don't forget to click that notification button so you can get notified when a new show drops. Guys, we'll catch you guys next week. Please be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Happy Jackie Robinson Day. Have a good one.